New to Autodesk PLM 360 is the ability to copy workflow from one workspace to another. So for example, let's start off taking a look at the tasks workspace, and we'll examine the workflow map. This is a pretty basic one that I like to use for demonstrations. It goes from 0 to 100%, pretty straightforward. If we were to take a look at the back, the administrative side of this, we'll understand why it's important to be able to copy this workflow to another, make some modifications, and in other words, hit the ground running. So to do this, first of all, you must be an administrator, and I suggest having a number of tabs open inside of the same session. So for that, let's go back into the administration, take a look at tasks. And now, as you know, the workflow editor is actually a part of the workspace settings. So going into the workflow editor, taking a look at this particular workflow, here are the workflow states, the transitions, and everything that make up the workflow that we just saw on the front end. But what happens when we want to copy all of this out? So actually, let's take a look at our target location. So in another tab, if we go over to a cloned workspace off of tasks, one called activities, and take a look at the workflow editor, we can see that it's actually empty. So this being cloned and being brand new, it doesn't have any workflow yet. Now yes, I could take this and start building 0 to 100%, but why not use something that already exists? Now meanwhile, back in another tab, we are taking a look at the existing workflow that we want to copy. So what we'll do is we'll take all of this, and I'm just going to window select, grab everything, grab all of the transitions, all of the states, everything, and come up and click on copy. Next, if I just tab over and come to the empty workspace and click on paste, it'll bring in all of those workflows, the transitions, everything else, and now we can go and we can even realign things, reposition it. There might be a little bit of adjustment made, but for the most part, this is pretty ready to go, and we can click on save. Pretty easy, huh? So keep in mind that when we do copy and paste from another workspace's workflow, we are going to inherit some things that are unique to that workspace. So first thing to remember, the permission. So there's already a role created for task, and there was a permission for general permissions that was on there. Well, we inherited that. If we take a look at, first of all, the first transition, that permission task, this is going to appear when we go and configure the roles for this particular workspace. In addition, any precondition, we have a gen as owner script that ensures that the person that does the transitions is the primary owner of this particular record. That came across with it. So if you go to test it out, remember it's going to behave exactly like it did in the prior workspace. You can, of course, now take this, add on to it, cut and chop it up, but it is a nice way to basically hit the ground running. And now coming back into the activities workspace, we've actually already satisfied the need to upload a workflow. That's done. Next is to go in and create roles and for the grids and assign to groups, etc.